Support.
The maestro, please!
We normally do this at the end of January, but this year we're doing it in the middle of March because the ceremony was pushed back a little bit because of, obviously, the pandemic. This will be for
the 63rd Annual Grammy Awards.
As always, we go over every single award, all 83 plus one of them. I'll explain what the plus one means when we get there. Regardless, let's get to it. Nothing new for the music videos, but for all the films, they're all on streaming platforms, which is usually the case with a lot of them, but you know, because of the pandemic.
Best Music Film.
Baby, you're no good.
Best Music Video.
Brown skin girl, your skin just like pearls. Your black.
Imagine the pandemic has been fairly rough on classical, not so much for the chamber ensembles, but you know, for the choirs and orchestras when you normally need like 100 plus people involved.
Best Contemporary Classical Composition. Best Classical Compendium. Best Classical Solo Vocal Album. Best Classical Instrumental Solo. Best Chamber Music or Small Ensemble Performance. Best Choral Performance. Best Opera Recording. Best Orchestral Performance.
So that plus one I mentioned at the beginning of the video is actually the award for immersive audio. Kinda hard to judge immersive audio when you can't immerse yourself in the audio because of a pandemic. So it's been pushed back to next year. So next year we'll have the immersive audio winners for the 63rd and the 64th Annual Grammy Awards.
Producer of the Year.
Why don't you tell you what you want from me? Tell you what you need from me. Tell you what you want.
Best Engineered Album. Best Remixed Recording.
You know, in recent years, historical has started to take on a negative connotation, considering all of the historical stuff that apparently has happened.
Best Historical Album.
It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a...
Hasn't been much to do for a while, so you know what? Reading the notes on an album probably became more of a thing.
Best Album Notes.
You be me for a while, I'll be you.
I don't know about packaging for albums, but I sure have been ordering a lot of packages because, you know, I don't want to go outside in the pandemic.
Best Boxed or Special Limited Edition Package.
Oh, no one has. Everyone has.
Best Recording Package.
If you're wrong, you better have a place to.
Well, if there's one part of the music industry that hasn't been terribly affected, it's the composition and arrangement process, because, you know, you typically do that at home anyway.
Best Arrangement. Best Instrumental Composition.
You know, given the timeline of when you can be eligible for a Grammy, at least some of these were seen in theaters.
Best Song Written for Visual Media. Best Score Soundtrack for Visual Media. Best Compilation Soundtrack for Visual Media.
Come get me Come get me
Now, if there's one aspect of the music industry that was probably hit the hardest, it would probably be musical theater.
Best Musical Theater Album.
You love
was very much a saving grace in these recent times.
Best Comedy Album.
With everybody at home for a good chunk of time these days, I bet audiobook sales have skyrocketed.
Best Spoken Word Album.
Slamming down and down and down into the earth on a farm in northwest Pennsylvania.
Ah yes, the part in the show where the word children's is just displayed on your screen for an uncomfortable amount of time.
Best Children's Music Album.
All the ladies gather around me.
Very much approve of the name change to this category, makes it a bit less, colonial.
Best Global Music Album.
I can show you wonder what it wonderful. You never believe what you want.
Interesting nominations for reggae this year. It put Bob Marley's band against Bob Marley's grandson.
Best Reggae Album.
Got to be tough when things get rough. You got to.
I just looked up what the most common American tree is, and it's the red maple. So when we say American roots, I guess we're referring to the roots of red maple trees.
Best Regional Roots Music Album. Best Folk Album.
All the good times are past and gone.
Best Contemporary Blues Album.
I'm so happy I cried.
Best Traditional Blues Album.
Been down in Mississippi and I sure had a wonderful time.
Best Bluegrass Album.
A home is a heartache, they tell me.
Best Americana Album.
Johnny's on the back porch drinking red wine. He knows that.
Best American Roots Song.
I remember everything, things I can't forget.
Best American Roots Performance.
I remember everything, things I can't forget.
So they took the word urban and moved it to another award within this category, now making it Best Latin Rock or Alternative Album without urban, and now Best Latin Pop or Urban Album. I guess urban Latin's becoming more popular.
Best Tropical Latin Album.
40 ruedas, estas calles son testigos de lo que ha pasado conmigo.
Best Regional Mexican Music Album.
Eres tú, mi religión. A veces.
Best Latin Rock or Alternative Album.
La conquista del espacio.
Best Latin Pop or Urban Album.
Nadie te está aguantando y la puerta está abierta.
There's a winner in this category that a lot of people have an opinion about, including myself, and I'll let you have one guess as to who you think it is.
Best Roots Gospel Album.
One day, when the glory comes, it'll be
Best Contemporary Christian Music Album.
Life like this is what your life like. Try to live your life right. People really know you push your buttons like type right.
Best Gospel Album.
I'm so in love with you.
Best Contemporary Christian Music Performance or Song.
Well, there was Jesus.
Best Gospel Performance or Song.
Yeah.
Jazz as a genre usually flourishes in small clubs, but obviously because of the pandemic, it's been a bit difficult. That's not to say, though, we didn't get some great recordings out here, though.
Best Latin Jazz Album. Best Large Jazz Ensemble Album. Best Jazz Vocal Album.
The Rio Grande has drowned my heart.
Best Jazz Instrumental Album. Best Improvised Jazz Solo.
You know, New Age as a music genre came about in the 60s and early 70s, so I don't know if we can necessarily call it new.
Best New Age Album.
Country has had a time over the past couple of years, but hey, they're coming back pretty good nowadays.
Best Country Album.
Keep a bluebird in my heart.
Best Country Song.
Want a house with a crowded table.
Best Country Duo or Group Performance.
I'd spend 10,000 hours, 10,000 more. Oh, if
Best Country Solo Performance.
when Miami prays, when my
They took Best Rap/Sung Performance and turned it into Best Melodic Rap Performance, and I think that's a good sign that maybe they're starting to understand the genre.
Best Rap Album.
Me heard up, why me? Real kings everywhere, stand up. They come with the game.
Best Rap Song.
I'm a savage, classy, bougie, ratchet, sassy, moody.
Best Melodic Rap Performance.
We thought it was a lockdown. They opened the fire. Them bullets was flying.
Best Rap Performance.
I'm a savage, classy, bougie, ratchet, sassy, moody.
Speaking of name changes, it's no longer the Urban Contemporary album. It's now the Progressive R&B album, which is so much better.
Best R&B Album.
Cause we got a big love. Won't ever give.
Best Progressive R&B Album.
I tried to make it work.
Best R&B Song.
Better than I imagined.
Best Traditional R&B Performance.
I'll do anything for you. I will do anything.
Best R&B Performance.
Follow my parade. Talking slick to my phone.
Again, alternative meant just non-mainstream rock, so I really do think this should not be its own category and just be in the rock category, but hey, that's just me.
Best Alternative Music Album.
Catch from both cars. I've been in here too long.
Especially considering the winner of the Alternative Album Award and the winner at the end of this category.
Best Rock Album.
I'm making bad decisions. I'm making bad decisions.
Best Rock Song.
I just want to stay high with you.
Best Metal Performance.
You can't stop the bum rush. You can't stop the bum rush.
Best Rock Performance.
Shamika said I had potential.
I more so get why this became its own category. It used to be under the pop category for Best Pop Instrumental Album, and you really don't hear much instrumental stuff in pop music these days.
Best Contemporary Instrumental Album.
You know, maybe if they put more awards in this category, we'd have more stuff to talk about on Record Rundown when we do EDM.
Best Dance or Electronic Album.
You keep on taking from me, but where's my 10%? You keep on taking from me.
Best Dance Recording.
You keep on taking from me, but where's my 10%? You keep on taking from me.
Justin Bieber was upset that his nominations were in this category and not R&B, because he said he wanted to make an R&B album, but apparently the Academy thinks he's still just pop.
Best Pop Vocal Album.
Don't stop caring about me now. Walk away.
Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album.
Teach me tonight. Started with
Best Pop Duo or Group Performance.
Rain on me.
Best Pop Solo Performance.
Watermelon sugar high. Watermelon sugar high. Watermelon sugar.
And here we are, the Big Four Awards, and Billie Eilish couldn't sweep all of them this year because she won Best New Artist last time.
Best New Artist.
Body yaddy 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 yaddy. Body yaddy yaddy.
Song of the Year.
I can't breathe. You're taking my life from.
Album of the Year.
And when I felt like I was an old cardigan under someone's bed,
Record of the Year.
I had a dream. I got everything I wanted.
So what are the takeaways? Well, 1, Billie Eilish has now won Record of the Year 2 times in a row and she can't even legally drink in the United States yet. 2, Beyonce won the most Grammys this year with 4, giving her a career total of 28, the most of any singer, period. Also, she has the most nominations for any artist, totaling 79, and 3, Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy Carter, is now the second youngest person to win a Grammy at 9. Leah Pearsall still has her beat at 8.
And now I need some help on the maestro, please. Maestro.